Hello there, Di here. I'm just doing a little video today to test the lighting in my new workroom. It was very dark in my previous room and now I've got natural light. I thought I'd just make a little video on using my InkTense pencils. I needed a couple of little gift cards and I thought I'd use my penny black stamps and use them and then video it while I was doing it because I was very keen to see. I've been a bit reluctant to go there and actually try the video again because it was such a struggle before trying to get the lighting right and it never was. So today's a bright sunny day outside and I've had to close the blinds, so it's just diffused light, but there's no artificial lighting at all, and I'm hopeful that it will be clear enough. Fingers crossed anyway. As you can see, I'm just going in with the InkTense pencils and lightly colouring in some browns, some oranges, some greens. Here I'm going in with the paintbrush to put the first wash of water across the pencils. I love using these pencils. It reminds me of when I was a small child and had those wonderful painting books that you simply had to use water on and they turned into works of art instantly. Here I'm adding water via the brush to the tip of the pencil just to really accentuate that colour. It's a good way to pick up a little bit of extra pigment. I love the way the InkTense pencils really brighten once you add the water to them. Just adding the green at the bottom for the grass. Spreading it out a little bit and going back in with the green pencil just to put in a few more looser stripes of colour. I like to use my pencils quite sharp. I've always got the sharpener beside me whenever I'm using them. A sharp point on them makes it easy to get into small places and apply the colour quite sufficiently. Get some shading. I like I've left the stamps there so you can see which ones I'm using, but I like how on the illustration on the back of the stamps on the wood block, it's quite loose, the watercolouring. It's quite watery, blotchy. And for these little whimsical images, I really like that rustic water blotchy effect, and I'm trying to get it. I don't want it too smooth. I want it quite definitely watercolory, blotchy. That's the image I'm going for. I don't actually make these cards in the video, but I'll have photos of them at the end where they're completed. I just cut them out and attach them to a small card base. Here I realised I didn't have I've only got a small set of the InkTense pencils and I needed some pinks for their cheeks and more of an ochre colour. I only had a yellow. It's almost a skin tony sort of colour. And I rummaged through my pencil box and found some ancient pencils that I bought several years ago now. I think they're Adele aqua colours. They were very cheap. I think I got them from Aldi on the mainland. We don't have it here in Tasmania, but I got them while I was living for a time in Sydney. And I think I bought them for my grandson, who was quite tiny at the stage. I don't think he ever got to use them. So I was quite glad they were there today, and they seem to work quite well. They're not nearly as richly pigmented as the Derwents, but do the job. Just going over those mice bellies and chins to give them a bit of a tint. Didn't want to leave them white. I'm really quite pleased with the light. I think if this was filmed sort of late in the afternoon when the sun was streaming in. I think if I make an effort to do it in the morning, I think that the lighting will be much better because the sun won't be impacting on the window. So I have high hopes. Also, my son and I updated my version of Movie Maker, and so I've got a slightly more improved functionality in this version. It's going in with some grey for the little hedgie. Working at getting the shading right in those very small areas. Putting a little bit of a wash underneath the mice so that they've got a bit of a grounding, not sitting in midair. As I say, I've got some photographs of the completed cards. They're just little gift cards, and they're coming up pretty soon, and you can see how it looks. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Bye now.